So Classified, does it have a main Easter egg or not? Well, unfortunately I can't answer in this video, which kind of makes this video kind of pointless to make, but regardless I still want to talk about this because this is something that is kind of interesting to me. I'm kind of getting a little feeling of deja vu all over again, and that's the main reason why I want to talk about this, because what I actually want to talk about today is relating to the Giants, and I want to take you guys about 3 years back in the time, that sounds weird, but 3 years back in time, and talk about the launch of Black Ops 3, because in the launch of Black Ops 3, there was Shadows of Evil and the Giants. Now, of course, Shadows of Evil had a main Easter egg and that was completed, but for the longest time, people, including myself, I guess especially myself, was really dead set that there was an Easter egg on the Giant. And I mean, I brought up a ton of information that at the time I thought was pretty valid to consider at least keep hunting for a main Easter egg on the Giant. And I really kept doing this until a little bit past the launch of the Drake. Then the Drake just fell in love with it and really never went back to the Giant. But regardless, I played the Giant non-stop, trying to find an Easter egg, just trying to find anything I possibly could on the Giant, and I never really ended up doing so. And of course, as you guys could probably tell what I'm doing here, I'm kind of comparing that to our current classified Easter egg hunt that so many people are taking part in, unlike the Giants. But regardless, it seems like this may be the same thing that's going on all over again. People are hunting for an Easter egg that just isn't there. It's just one of these situations all over again. And also, even if there is a main Easter egg on Classified, I refuse to go hunt for it because I know what happened with the Giants, and I spent so much time on the Giant just to it end up being nothing, really. It was just nothing the entire time. So it's just kind of annoying to go through that again if that is the case. Now, it's not to say that I don't want an Easter egg to be on the Classified. I really hope there is, but me personally, I just don't want to fall for another Giant all over again and just be hunting for days and days and days and then never find anything, and then of course just later down the road realize, hey, there was never a main Easter egg there. Because you have to remember, Treyarch didn't confirm that there wasn't a main Easter egg on the Giant past the Annihilator, or I guess let's just call it the Annihilator Easter egg, till like DLC, right before DLC 4 launched. Right before it launched, that was the last time that we ever got information that or I guess it was up until that time that we got information that that was all we got, because the worm, we could tell that we got a gate worm at that point from doing that Easter egg. And of course, the reason I'm bringing this up is really to relate to the two pieces of information that people say that, oh well, if these are true, then there must be a main Easter egg. And I'm actually going to talk about both of them, but first let's talk about the Easter egg completion thing, because as you guys know, in Black Ops 4, under the map selection, you can actually see there's an Easter egg completion times, and there's also your fastest time completing the main quest. And as you guys know, in Blood of the Dead and Voyage and of course 9, they all have this, and if you completed the Easter egg, you would get the amount of times and your best time. But the thing is, Classified also has this. It has an Easter egg or main quest count, or amount completed count, or whatever you want to call it, and your best time. And no matter what you do in the match, if you're getting the Winter's Howl from the little Easter egg or anything like that, no matter what you do, you're never going to get that full and just hit up to one main Easter egg completion. So this is a major reason why people are saying that, well, there has to be a main Easter egg completion or a main Easter egg in this map, because this shouldn't be here if it was the case. And if it was something smaller like the Winter's Howl, then we should have got this completion, and we should have an Easter egg completion amount of times on right here, but that's just not the case. So this is a major reason why a lot of people think that there is a main Easter egg on the Giant, or excuse me, on Classified. But the thing is that this brings me back to what I said earlier. Remember, Treyarch didn't confirm till I guess right before Black Ops, or DLC 4 launched, to confirm us that there wasn't a main Easter egg on the Giant past the Annihilator. They didn't ever confirm that. They didn't give us a gate worm until that point in time. So it could be that case all over again, and that could be what's going on. So of course, that's just what I'm saying right now. Of course, that doesn't have to be true. There still easily could be a main Easter egg, but I just want to keep that in mind, that just because this is true does not mean that there's guaranteed to be a main Easter egg. But anyways, there's another big piece of information that is actually talking about, or I guess not talking about, but kind of relating to mainly, I guess, saying there's an Easter egg on Classified. And as you guys all know, it's the leaked cutscene audio for Classified's outro cutscene. And I personally haven't listened to this because I refuse to listen to leaks that are, I guess, especially if they're to spoil a cutscene, that's probably the worst. I mean, there's some leaks I'm okay with and some leaks I'm completely not okay with. A lot of them are relating to story. I do not like story being leaked at all. I just despise that so much. But regardless, it's still something that exists inside the game files. And this is interesting because this again would sound like it confirms that there's a main Easter egg in Classified. But I actually want to talk about two different things. So, what were we also dead set existed inside Black Ops 3? We thought there was going to be a super Easter egg, right? It was in the files, we had the cutscene right here, we just couldn't decipher it for the longest time. And then, of course, we realized later on that that was just the Shadows of Evil intro cutscene. But regardless, people were, for the longest time, dead set it was real because we saw something in the files that related to it. Now, of course, you have to remember these cases are a lot different because we just saw something that kind of could have been an extra cutscene, where this time we do know that it's new quotes and things from a cutscene we've never seen before. Now, of course, there could be major reasons why that this is in the game, because these quotes, and I actually want to talk about the quotes that we actually got from the files, is because you have to remember Jason Blundell specifically said something when he's talking to Johnny J25 on an interview, I think actually on release or the day after release, I can't exactly remember, but regardless, he actually said you're going to find things in the files that maybe aren't related to the maps that are currently in the game, but for something in the future. So he might have actually been talking about these quotes right here. Maybe these quotes are for something that is not related to Classified and something for the future of it. And that's really what I want to point out to you guys, is that even though we have quotes that seem to be for a cutscene, we don't know for certain. Of course, the quotes for themselves could confirm it's for the end of Classified, but at the same time, they could still be cut. There's so many variables when people are talking about here. I'm not here to tell you don't hunt Classified. I'm more than happy to watch people hunt Classified, watch a bunch of live streams from a bunch of different YouTubers and streamers, just them trying to figure out what's going on in Classified, if there is an Easter egg or not. But personally, I'm going to stay away from it because I honestly do not think that there's a main Easter egg on Classified. I just don't. I hope I'm wrong. I hope people find a main Easter egg on Classified and then we get a cool new cutscene that would be the longest Easter egg completion time in all of Zombies history. I mean, it came out, when did it come out, this game? In the 12th, I believe, and it's already the 27th, so that's it's over 2 weeks now, just over 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks and a day, so 15 days since this game has been released, and we don't have this Easter egg. So, you know, it would be crazy to see it, but again, me personally, I just don't see it being the case, and I hope it is, but I just don't. But regardless, I know this video was kind of pointless to make, but I just wanted to discuss about it because, I mean, there's a lot of people saying that, making it sound like there's definitely a main Easter egg on Classified, but they have to remember that there's a lot of ways you could explain away the things that are in the game without them definitely equaling a main Easter egg. Even though it seems likely, at least to you, you have to remember that that may not always be the case. But anyways, that's about it for me. Tell me what you guys think about the Classified main Easter egg. You guys think there is one? Do you think there isn't one? Just tell me everything you're thinking about what's going on here entirely. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream or video.